Hello, friends and fans of minor league esports. Welcome back. Happy Sunday night to Minor League Esports presented by 8 p.m. Music. I am your host, Pandy. With me tonight, Boss Rodella. Boss, we got two great matchups tonight.
Oh, for sure. First one's going to be almost a perfect split. What is it? 23-17 for both teams, for the Ducks and Aviators?
Yeah, we start in CL. We're going to play some twos between the Ducks and the Aviators, both, like you said, coming in at 23-17. This is match 9. So one match to go after this. Both teams competing for playoff positions. I mean, what else can you ask for?
Not a lot, really. Just two evenly good teams is going to be kind of all you can really ask for.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Aviators and Ducks, what gets better than this? It is match 9, one match before playoffs. I mean, what a better time of the season to have now, and why not two teams that are the exact same record? I mean, seriously, I mean, players, Austin, Chaser, we're going to see Austin in this game. Austin, Chaser, that guy, Blackline. Players for the Aviators, Chronic Pain, Trojan Slinger, Big Howie. Players like them, players that have just been on fire this entire season, getting them to these amazing spots. And we're just going to see a clash of the Titans tonight, without a doubt.
For sure. And like you were saying, Austin having a Sprocket rating right now of 64.44 and Chaser running 64.98. Really going to be some solid firepower coming out of this Aviators team here, and definitely a couple players really to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, all four players, like we said, we're in twos tonight. So the key is to be a bit consistent, be a little careful of over-rotating. That's pretty easy to do in twos without a doubt. But again, all four of these players are equal threats on the field tonight. It's going to be a fantastic matchup, especially, like we said, this entire time. They're the same record. I mean, literally every single match counts. We're going to play all 5 here because that's what we do at MLE. And it's just, I just cannot wait to dive right in. We just got 4 players that are ready to eat tonight.
For sure. And like you're saying, very even teams. I mean, both teams sharing roughly the same record against winning teams and losing teams. So there's really nothing that we can sit here and differentiate between the two. We're going to see, hopefully, a very even set of games.
Like we said, we play all 5 here, so every single one matters. Usually other leagues play series of 5 games, like a best of 5, but here we play 5 games no matter what, keep stats the same. But this is it right here. Ducks and Aviators, CL2s, 5 minutes on the clock.
For sure, offensive firepower coming out from that guy all ready to start us off here. Not even 10 seconds in, and a shot was nearly put on target. Austin gets the flick over one, and as I was already talking here, within 15 seconds, we get our goal opener.
Yeah, the Aviators starting out hot there. They had a quick shot put on the net by that guy, and Austin was there just for a nice flick. Flick it right over one, get the Aviators scoring first.
Big Hal, and is that going to be a second goal? Not even another 5 seconds in. This Aviators team already establishing themselves up 2-0.
That is just a kickoff for the ages. I mean, seriously, that guy is on fire right now off the kickoff. That's after the first kickoff. They put a shot on the net. The second one, they put it in the net. What else can you ask for the Aviators? But if you're the Ducks here, you're down 2 goals in 18 seconds. That is not an easy thing. But holy cow, Big Cow, what a shot!
What a rip! Nearly hitting crossbars. That boomed in. I am actually flabbergasted. We're not even half a minute into this game here. We've already got 3 goals on the board. This might just be a free staff farming night.
That is the definition of pinpoint accuracy. We have 3 shots and 3 goals coming from 2 different teams. Big Cow just trying to finally, this is probably the longest scoring drought we've had, boss. And we're really 30 seconds into the game. So I say that. Let's make it 4 goals. Why not? Ducks tie it.
My goodness, scoring drought of what, 17 seconds? It's
unbelievable.
It was really tough, though. That guy overextended out of the backfield, really leaving his team to kind of have to pick up the pieces on defense here, and it did not pay off. This Ducks team able to capitalize very quickly. Big Hal already putting a shot on. Oh my goodness, that guy having to get that save, as quite frankly, Big Hal almost opened it up with the 3rd goal.
One thing I will say, boss, is when we started this game, Aviators started out with 2 goals in 8 seconds. I was like, oh boy, this could be rough. But I mean, it's 8 seconds into the first game of the entire series. The Ducks bring it back within 2, almost have a 3rd goal there. Just both teams kind of starting out hot and heavy, putting some shots on net. That'll be yet another one. Big Howe is trying to get a save there, but it's Austin to slot that one in, make it 5 goals. Why not?
And this is definitely not a conventional game of Rocket League for sure. Aviators going up 2-0, that can be a backbreaker and a morale destroyer for a lot of teams. But quite frankly, the Ducks responding with 2 goals within 30 seconds in response. Fantastic way to keep things pretty competitive here. But even with that goal from Aviators, I still don't think that they're going to be able to pull away this quickly in the game.
And speaking of which, that shot was just an absolute beauty. Unfortunately, it just couldn't go in, but that guy is there to finish it. Austin to start that playoff. What a beauty.
Big Howe unfortunately hesitating on the goal line there, giving that guy a free shot on an open net. It's something that you really don't want to see, especially this early in the series. You know, this is supposed to be when you come in, you're most composed, when you're thinking, you know, you've got a game plan in line, you want to follow it pretty hard, but quite frankly, they're kind of crumbling a little bit.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure coming out from the Aviators so far. I mean, heck, we have a total of 8 shots and 6 goals in the entire game between both teams right now. But I mean, the Ducks are starting to get their feet set in place. This is game 1. We've only been playing for 2 minutes, even though we've been in this game for about 5. But I will say, the Aviators, like you said, are just really pressing. There's a double commit that'll lead to a wide open net. That guy is there to score it, make it 5 goals for the Aviators. But I mean, the Ducks are showing some promise, but right now, some mistakes are just in the way.
I'm not used to this. I'm not used to seeing 7 goals on the board, a player already having a hat trick, and we're not even halfway through the first game. I am at a loss. Trojan Slinger is going to be able to play this a little bit more patiently, gets underneath it, flips it center, but Austin shuts it down. That gives the Aviators a chance to initiate a counterattack here. Austin's going to be able to put that center. That guy's up. No, Austin with the second touch leaves that in an awkward situation for the Aviators.
Oh, the bump! Oh, man, what a play. Big Howe. I saw that from very early. I knew Big Howe was going to flick early, but what a great job. Field awareness there. Austin was low boost. Big Howe had plenty of space, plenty enough boost to get up and make that bump. Ducks back within 2.
For sure, and we need to see maybe a little bit more offensive production here out of Trojan Slinger. Big Howe really shouldering the load for the entirety of the Ducks team, keeping them in this game as close as he can. Quite frankly, it's 3-5 because Big Howe is playing at such a great level right now.
Yeah, I think activating Trojan Slinger in this one, granted, like we said, it's still very early. Only 3 minutes into the first game. We still have 8 goals, but Big Howe pressing into the Aviators' end, maybe trying to get his teammate something here, but that one just off the near post. That could have been a 4th goal for the Ducks, but maybe a back pass attempt here. Trojan Slinger, big shot on net, but unfortunately for them, crossbar just reaches out and bites that shot again.
Big Howe underneath, pops it hard. Austin's able to clear that with ease here, gets the second touch that sends it the length of the field. That's going to go off the corner. Big Howe centers it, though. That guy's going to take a shot, and there it is. That guy getting his 4th goal in game 1.
The Aviators have 6 goals right now on 8 shots. That guy 4 for 4 for this first game. And there's really nothing that Big Howe can do to stop this right now. I really think it is just that guy being that guy. I mean, what else can we say other than he is that guy? But the Ducks just trying to get some sort of way to bounce back here. Trojan Slinger just trying to find their way on the ball. Unfortunately, they just can't quite reel in that possession.
Oh,
that touch
no!
just past one. The flick. Oh my goodness, what just happened?
Austin just snatched that man's ankles. That's what just happened. The fake into the slight touch left, putting it away, getting his own hat trick in the game. And God, when you're up this many goals and the opponents have to play such a cognitive defense, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can throw the hesitation, and they have to acknowledge your offensive prowess.
Yeah, I mean, the Aviators are really just throwing everything down on the table right now. They came out, they were like, hey, we have the same record tonight. We're just going to throw everything we have out there, and just if they can't stop it, so be it. And we're just going to keep on rolling. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. 7 goals on a matter of 10 shots. But the Ducks just still struggling to find a response here. But they have 3 goals. They have a nice, plentiful amount of 8 shots as of right now. But as far as possession and speed goes in this game, I'm not entirely convinced that they have what it takes to stop the Aviators, at least in this first game, as there are 30 seconds left, but it is twos. Anything can happen.
For sure. And you definitely wouldn't have expected this kind of an outcome in game one with the way the records look coming into this. This was, I thought it was going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're both these teams, same exact records, just both competing for very, very prominent playoff positions, especially right now. I didn't expect it to be this high scoring of a game, and 2 this lopsided of a victory for the Aviators. Granted, it is 4 goals, that is a lot, but when you see that 7 on the scoreboard, it's like kind of that crooked number. It's like, wow, that's a big deal. I mean, that's a lot of offense being put on, and there's seems to be a big underlying issue the Ducks can't really seem to respond to as of right now. But signs of hope. They're putting on some offense, but it's just that consistency that they're missing, I think, right now.
For sure. And I mean, like you said earlier, this, even though this is the first game of the series, it's almost too early to really call it in either way. The Aviators have been playing with absolute efficiency, especially that guy, like you said earlier, 4 for 4. I mean, just fantastically putting the ball really wherever he wants it, and it's working. And quite frankly, you got to keep feeding the man the ball.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing for the Ducks right now is that Big How is just playing his heart out, trying to make everything work. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Trojan Slinger isn't necessarily in the play as much as they would like to, but I definitely think the Ducks, being at this good of a record, they know how to play around each other. So I think it's just warming up, getting used to how they play together. It could be a new roster, I have no idea, but my guess would be that they just aren't entirely warmed up yet, and maybe haven't played with each other enough to kind of be used to the rotations, especially against a team that is as much of a unit as the Aviators is. Because I mean, I've seen these guys play before, and this is pretty much how they play. They play very nonstop. They swarm the ball. They play quickly, put a lot of shots on net, and that's just one thing that the Ducks kind of have to adjust to. They have 4 more games to do it. We'll be in game 2 on Neo Tokyo. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's see what they can do.
For sure. And the Ducks are definitely going to have to hit the regain a little bit here. Just kind of ignore what happened in game 1 and try to just kind of play their own style of Rocket League going in. Wow. Oh my goodness, that pinch shot almost went in for that guy so quickly. Austin's going to be able to center it here. That's going, no, Trojan gets the light touch to keep it out of harm's way. That guy is going to be able to go for the Doomsday, gets it right there. Slots it right above Big How. Big How completely defenseless in the moment.
Exclamation point POTW, brought to you by Balls Garana. What a play from that guy just to start out the scoring again for the Aviators. And that guy's on fire. As like 7 goals on 7 shots. I mean, seriously, that guy is on fire.
That guy, I can't even with what that guy's trying
being punked.
I feel like we are really Trojan Slinger tries to get the possession away from that guy, but can't. Big Hal gets underneath it, might be able to center it for his teammate. Austin cutting it out. Trojan's there, puts it a little too high though. Austin's going to have a lot of time here to really initiate a solid counterattack as he gets it over Trojan Slinger.
Applying pressure is going to be the key to success for the Ducks tonight. We see that Austin and that guy are just all over the ball, kind of like I said in the break there between games. Is if you give them enough room, they are going to try to score on you, and they are probably going to score on you. With their shooting percentage in the last game, 7 goals on 10 shots, they have, I mean, 70% of the time they are scoring their shots that they're putting on net. So that just comes down to applying pressure and not letting them get to the point where they can put those shots on net that are already very threatening. But as of right now, we're seeing some offense for the Ducks. Nice little change of pace. The scoring seems to have slowed down. We don't have 7 goals in 40 seconds like we did last time. It seems like the teams are starting to get their feet set in place, specifically the Ducks, and it's going to be a little bit closer, I think.
You definitely hope so. I really would hate to see a series be over so quickly, but Hopefully the Ducks will be able to change it up here, play some more stout defense, prevent Austin from setting at center maybe. No, Big Hal's going to be able to get the touch here. But for sure, the Ducks have looked a lot better here in game 2 than they have in game 1.
Yeah, they're definitely seeming like they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. They just kind of got a taste of what the Aviators were like last game. So they're like, wow, okay, this is a wake-up call. We kind of know what to do now. The Aviators apply as much offense as they personally would like to. It's up to us to stop this. The Ducks, it is up to them to how much they challenge the Ducks, or challenge the Aviators, that is, and how much pressure they apply to them. If they don't give them space, which is, they're doing a great job of doing that. You see Trojan Slinger just all over the ball as of right now, possibly a goal chance here. I mean, just a fresh Ducks team is always nice.
For sure, and Trojan Slinger's already come far more alive in this game than he did last. Last game, he put up a whole total of 128 points, which is a little rough here in game 1, but in game 2 he's already passed the 200 point mark, and he's definitely made his presence known, putting 4 shots on net. So this Ducks team really seems to be following. There it is, Trojan Slinger passing it perfectly to Big Hal. Like I was saying, this series is going to be almost entirely dependent on how well Trojan Slinger plays for this Ducks team.
Yeah, and we're seeing the flip of that script as of right now. Like you said, had like 130 points last game, already doubled that and then some. Trojan Slinger just making that play possible, getting the Ducks back in this one here off the kickoff. No boost, gonna force him to turn back, but actually the boost grab by the Aviators defender was really risky. Fortunately for them, Trojan Slinger just couldn't really have the angle on the net that they needed to score that, but that guy, the flick and the double, not gonna get past Trojan Slinger. We have a new player, folks, and it's Trojan Slinger.
For sure. Austin's going to be able to take control here. Might be able to get it. Doesn't. Trojan Slinger, the new Trojan Slinger version 2, playing it patiently, cutting it across, and gets it past that guy. My goodness, Trojan Slinger's coming alive.
The Ducks take their first lead of the series in game 2 here. Minute 22 to go. And Big Cow is like, hey, man, if you want to play, I will let you play. Take the ball and ball. 6 shots for Trojan Slinger. That goal was very nice to get the Ducks their first lead here. And right off the kickoff, they're straight back to work.
Well, and you love to see it. You love to see a teammate who, even when he knows that his teammate's struggling, he lets him cook. He lets him take his opportunities because he's got faith that he's going to rebound and play a little bit better next time. So this Ducks team seems to have a lot of faith in one another, and you love to see it.
Trojan Slinger just trying to get this possession back out, maybe to the offensive zone. Big Hal will be the one to do that for the Ducks. That guy just trying to regain some possession here after their big win last game. But Big Hal, that's a big shot on net. Trojan Slinger's there for the follow-up. And Ducks will take a 3-1 lead.
I am really surprised Austin got that save. That was perfectly top right. And fantastic way to get up there. But unfortunately, Trojan Slinger version 2 is there to put it away.
The Aviators struggling to respond right now. Austin has 6 saves. I mean, that just goes to show that the Ducks are really putting it on him right now. It just seems like Austin and that guy are just kind of lost in what to do as of currently. Big House, ceiling shot, not going to go. Trojan Slinger, the response there. That would have been a nice play, definitely. But here we go. Counterattack for the Aviators, one that they definitely need here. And this has been a major flip of the script because the Aviators have been shut down in this game offensively.
That guy is going to be able to play fairly patient here. Lobs it deep. Austin's going for the redirect. Can't get it. That drifts into a dangerous spot. No! That guy tries to shoot it, but Austin deflects his own team's shot. No! That is brutal, especially when you needed a goal more now than ever.
That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. That it can't get much unluckier than that. 2 players at the last few seconds of the game just trying to scramble together and get a goal. And we know that Austin and that guy are extremely skilled players, but I mean, this game, if I'm being honest, boss, was all Ducks. They just completely turned things around. They were like, hey, we know we need to do, we have this task at hand. We're not going to go down. And that's kind of goes to what I said after the first game is I just don't think they were warmed up yet. The Aviators kind of didn't see all of what the Ducks had to offer. And the Ducks kind of were like, hey, you want to play all your cards first? We're going to figure them out. and play our cards the next few games here, and you won't have the answer to it. And I think that's exactly what happened here. But I mean, we know that the Aviators are very skilled players. They have an extremely respectable record, as do the Ducks. But that first game, I'm never going to be forgetting that game, because that was an Aviators team that is really dangerous here in this league.
Well, it's an incredible level of parity, because going from game 1 Aviators with 7 goals to now that guy getting his 1 here, I'm still shook about what that last play gave to us there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover from it at this point. Holy cow!
I mean, we have an even series here. That is the lovely part of it. We have 5 games to play, 3 to go, and it's a 1-1 series between both teams here. We are back to even records, but I mean, back off the kickoff here in game 3, Sovereign Heights is a new scene for all 4 of these players. Big Cow out of their defensive end. Trojan Slinger just trying to reel in that possession. That's a dangerous one, as Austin will send that one just wide of the net again. That guy to receive it on the opposite end of the field. Trojan Slayer up to Big Cow. The pre-flip is going to be there. Austin can't quite get that possession back in control, and Big Cow will be there to score.
So that was tough to watch here, because game 1 Austin would have easily slotted such a tough angle from that last shot he took. Unfortunately, that was kind of wild to see a player. Maybe the mental is getting to his head a little bit here. Maybe the lights are a little too big, or maybe this Ducks team.
Wow.
No, what a save.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a fantastic play. Austin just applying the pressure there, just getting that flick over, and what a save from Big Hal. And that's all that guy just there. The great positioning. That's the glory of twos right there, is you're there to support your teammate. Your teammate's shot gets saved by just an absolute force of nature. That was Big Hal on that save. And that guy, great positioning once again there to respond to it. But that shot good enough to get another goal for the Ducks. It'll be 2.
Trojan able to put that bottom left with so much power. I thought with it hitting right into Austin, that was going to be, more of a catch and save moment, not a catch and pop over into the goal moment. But it is what it is. This Aviators team is going to have to respond yet again. Austin able to get it past 1. That's going to be high for that guy, but still doable. No, not enough power. Big Hal clears it down to the other corner. Able to redirect it center. Trojan's there for the shot over that guy, and that's the 3rd goal.
That is just a show of physicality right there from the Ducks. Getting those demos. Trojan Slinger was the one to just open that play up. Austin was left back, and ultimately that was just Big Hal getting that pass midfield for their teammate. That's just a fantastic play to get the Ducks there, their 3rd goal. But I mean, if you're the Aviators, you're kind of scratching your head here. The game 1, like we said, the game 1 Ducks is a completely different team from what we're seeing now, and it's just kind of like the Aviators' momentum just kind of hit a wall. But we know that these players for the Aviators are skilled and are unbelievably skilled together. Their team chemistry is there, but that one is going to be, the Ducks are going to want that one back.
Oh, for sure. But you're definitely right. This Ducks team reestablishing themselves as a competitor and not rolling over like they did in game 1 really seems to have an effect on the Aviators. They're having to play a little bit further back. They're not controlling the midfield as nicely as they would want to. And it's really reflecting on the scoreboard here. What do they have, like 7 saves last game?
Yeah, and I want to say Austin had 6. It was just a lot of offense that was being put on by the Ducks. Here's another shot that'll be good for another goal. And like you said, controlling the midfield is a major part of twos. Just kind of throwing yourself at the ball isn't necessarily the answer against players such as the Ducks. The Ducks are going to be your slower, more methodical players that are just going to outbrain you, whereas the Aviators are just going to just be pure raw mechanics. They're just raw skill that is really terrifying to play against, and the Ducks are standing in the face of it and saying, we are not going to get beat by mechanics tonight.
Austin's able to send it center here. That guy puts it away. We are now within 1 goal differential here. A fantastic pass from Austin to center it up, and not enough time for Big Hal to get there for defense.
Yeah, still a lot of momentum coming around for both teams. I mean, that's just a play that doesn't really go in the way of the Ducks defenders there. Great job, though, with that positioning to capitalize on the defensive mistake. Capitalizing mistakes in 2v2 is specifically the most important aspects of the game, but that shot just taken away once again by Austin. Trojan Slinger just trying to keep this ball in the Aviators half as much as they can. That's 2 50s, 1 in a row, make that 3. So Austin finally starting to play with some speed now. The Aviators pressing down the field into the Ducks half. Big Cal struggles to hold that possession. It's Austin there, the crossbar once again for the denial.
Got there a little too early. Austin, if he had showed up maybe half a second later, that might have been a pinch in. Big Hal sending it wide left here. Austin's going to be able to play it patient. Has a pass to go left. Opts to go for the flick instead. That guy cannot play cleanup here as this Ducks team is really rotating around the goal in such a manner that it is not allowing the Aviators to get these cheap, easy shots like they were getting at game 1.
And that's kind of what we said about how the Ducks will be the ones with the really strong rotations, kind of like holding the Aviators in an iron grip as they are right now. Just kind of their positioning being the thing that leads them to victory here. And the Aviators are trying to out-mechanic the Ducks, and the Ducks are like, no, we're not going to fall for a flip reset. We're not going to fall for air dribbles or stealing shots or anything right now. But look at that positioning. The 50-50s from Trojan Slinger right now they're just unbeatable right now. The Aviators are really struggling to find an answer, but here we go. We see Austin on the counterattack, just trying to get a possession rolling. Here's a flick past 1, but that bump once again just takes them off the ball. The Ducks once again pressing back the other way. Big Hal, the double tap. Man, but Austin, great job getting back to save that one. We stay at 4-3. Hey, I'm sorry.
Caster curse, if I've seen it. Trojan able to put it away, crossbar down. Fantastic shot to give them a 2-goal lead here, but like you said, they're not really playing with a lot of fantastic mechanics. This Ducks team really is taking just the most efficient path to playing the game, and it showed there. Nothing really fancy for the shot, just enough to get it in. As I say that, Trojan going for the flip reset, but Big Hal's going to be there to clean up, put it away.
Caster curse is fun. We say they aren't playing anything crazy special, and then Trojan's like, I'm just going to pull out a flip reset here. What a play, though. I mean, getting that play started with the flip reset, kind of throwing off the defender to just put the ball in the weird spot that, I mean, that guy just couldn't quite get to. Big Cow there for the response once again to make it 6 goals for the Ducks. Right back off the kickoff once again. Trojan Slinger just can't quite bring that one in, but Big Cow, the chip touch past 1. Big Cow waiting midfield. There's Trojan Slayer to dish that one down. Another one from Big Cow, make it 7 goals. I mean, despite game 1, the Ducks have 7 now.
It's a total flip of the script from game 1, because that was 7-3 in favor of the Aviators, but now we're definitely seeing this Ducks team really establish that they're in control of this series going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the Ducks, like you said, absolutely in control as of right now. The kickoff, once again, still going in the way of the Ducks. The Aviators, as I've been saying, they're just scratching their head like, where did this team come from in the first game? So much pressure being applied. Wow. Here's a chance for that guy to get one back on the board. Still time, boss. Still time.
In 40 seconds, though, that's a lot to ask from an Aviators team to really kind of right the ship in a serious manner. This Aviators team is going to have to maybe focus up a little bit more on the fundamentals and less on the mechs and try to beat out the Ducks at their own game. But that's, like I said, that's a lot to ask to do in 40 seconds for 3 goals.
Well, here you go. Here's Austin just trying to get that dunk off the kickoff once again. Here's that guy. Maybe a disruption touch in front of the net. Maybe another try here off the backboard. But Big House stands tall again with another huge clear. Time winding down. Precious seconds that the Aviators are really needing right now. And I think I can confidently say in 15 seconds, barring a miracle, I think the Ducks will actually take game 3 here, go up 2-1 in the series.
Big Hal going to be able to potentially set up a garbage time goal that floats over Trojan, and that guy's going to walk it in 5-7. But it may be a little too late. But the morale boost of another goal might help smooth things over, and they might be able to regain going into game 4.
Yeah, that's one thing you have to consider too, is getting a little bit too confident with the scoreline. And I think that's one thing that kind of hurt the Aviators in the first game. They're like, wow, we put up 7 goals. The majority of those were in the first minute of the game, but ultimately we put on a lot of offense and we won big. The Aviators won by like 5 goals in the first game. So maybe that huge lead starting out really big with a huge lead kind of got to their head a little bit, and they started rotating a little overconfident, maybe trusting or respecting the Ducks touches a little bit too much, and just kind of letting them play into the Aviators' hands. But we know the Ducks, they are huge, their hitboxes are massive, and they're really hard to stop as of right now. And they just, again, continued to pile on those shots, pile on those goals. Trojan Slinger, again, dropping 900 points, 4 goals on 8 shots, just another fantastic game from them. And this is just a Ducks team that's completely fresh, completely new. But for them, like you said at the very end, that one goal could be a little momentum shifter for them that they need to go into the next game here.
For sure. And like we talked about earlier, Trojan really coming alive here, but 6 assists as a team, 3 for Trojan, 3 for Big Hal. They are really playing as a unit as compared to the Aviators team, where of their 5 goals, only 3 came out of an assist. So we're definitely seeing a little bit more team ball coming out of the Ducks, which is a little weird for twos, considering twos, you see a lot of ISO plays, you see a lot of people trying to one-man army it, but it's great, it's working, and quite frankly, you can't complain about it.
Not if you are a fan of the Ducks. If you're the Aviators, like, what do we do in this situation right now? The Aviators, like we said, just trying to find some sort of response here. This is game 4. The Ducks have a 2-1 series lead. Remember, we play all 5 here at MLE, so I mean, there's still plenty of Rocket League to play, and the series is not over yet. There's still a lot of Rocket League left. Like we said, both teams can still take the series, but Big Hal just trying to start this one out with a goal, but that's a good save from that guy. Little outlet pass to Austin to start some offense.
Good way to play patient from Trojan to not shove it right into the Aviators, who are sitting there waiting for the ball. Big Hal's going to be able to push it off the wall here. Opts not to collect the boost, goes for, gets the bump on one. Oh man, I thought we were going to see a big body play here. That guy, though, decides to put that goal away.
That's a long field bum. You see Trojan or Big Hal just trying to get physical. Maybe he thought that Trojan Slinger was up, ready to challenge that ball after the bump occurred. But I mean, that could have just been a lack of miscommunication there. That Trojan Slinger was ready all the way back at the end of the field, which opened up plenty of opportunities for Austin, or for that guy to score, and they did just that. It's a great start for the Aviators.
That guy probably opted for maybe a little bit of a bigger pinch off the wall, but couldn't quite get it here. Big Hal unable to get the touch, leaving it for Austin to send it deep. This Aviators team really putting the pressure on the Ducks. As I say that, actually, it's going, there it is. It's returning back to the Ducks half of the field here. That guy's going to be able to center it for Austin. No, Trojan cutting it out. And Panda, Pandy, my bad there. You're seeing the Aviators really coming out pretty strong here.
Yeah, that guy, huge 50 again. Austin there, just kind of ready to receive that pass. I mean, the Ducks are on low boost as of right now. There you go. That's it. The floater touch over. That guy's there to respond.
That guy really does not want to lose this series. So I'm not super familiar with it. If the Ducks win here, though, they technically take the series, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, the Aviators definitely we're going to at least have their back slightly pressed against the wall here, knowing that if they give up anything major, it could be over for the series. So they really need to come out guns a-blazing as they have.
Yeah, and series record, it isn't necessarily a huge deal. We do go by direct record when it comes to playoff percentage as well as playoff contention. So I mean, that kind of goes to show every single game matters. If the Ducks take this game for the Aviators, you don't give up. You try and win that 5th game, because at this point, these guys started this series at the same record. You want to try and end it as close as possible, but there you go. The Ducks are on the board. What a play to start it out for Big Hal. The flip reset to just start it out.
And Trojan Slinger playing cleanup there very, very well, putting that with just power and nothing more as he centers it on the goal. that guy is going to be able to actually initiate another attack here. Gets underneath it, pops it center. Big Hal is able to get the touch to redirect it out into the corner and avoid the shot. We definitely seeing the Ducks team here playing a little bit further up into the midfield, not waiting for the game to come to them as much.
Yeah, playing a little bit more aggressive. That's kind of goes along with what I said about usually when you have a big win, usually a 7-goal game or have a lot of offense, you tend to think, oh, well, we can play more aggressive because we can score. We can show that we can score, but there you go. That guy showed that they can score with the muscles to push it through the net. It'll be 3 goals for the Aviators.
What a dunk.
Wow.
What an absolute dunk. I thought Trojan Slinger had it cleared, and quite frankly, I was wrong. What a shocker.
I mean, we couldn't really have predicted anything that has happened so far in this series. We thought the first game was just going to be a sign that this was a blowout series, and sure enough, here we go. We have a great series, both teams back and forth. Have had a couple blowout games, one close game, and I mean, what else can you ask for here when it comes to playoff Rocket League? I mean, playoff contention Rocket League. There's a shot. Austin there to respond for it off the save from Big How. The Ducks still need 2. Hear that shot. Austin once again, the pressure boss from the Aviators. This is too much for the Ducks to handle, and they have 4 goals.
They're opening up a clinic, and the Ducks don't really know what to do here. Their normally really solid defensive rotation is being caught, stretched, bent, and quite frankly broken as they can't stop anything that's going on here. That guy now has 3 goals. It's insane.
It seems like both teams right now are just like stealing each other's ideas, and we're like, I figured you guys out. And then they win the game, and then the next game it's like, no, we got a new plan, and then they're like, we figured you guys out, and we beat you the next game. I mean, this series is so back and forth. It seems like the adaptations that all 4 of these players are making throughout, I mean, the first 3.5 games we've seen so far is unbelievable. We're seeing a lot of adjustments being made by all 4 players. I'm seeing playstyle changes and mindset changes for all 4 players that have just changed within it. They're just changing by the minute. Trojan Slinger in the first couple of games has changed to an absolute all-star player that we are seeing right now. The hook shot just high over the net, and now we are seeing the Aviators press back into the favor of the Ducks, and it's right now it's really hard for the Ducks to stop.
Well, and like you said, they're adapting, but this is kind of what you would expect out of 2 teams that are in playoff contention.
Exactly.
I mean, a bad team, is going to get figured out, not adapt, and they're going to get really shut down on both ends of the field. But both teams showing why they deserve a good playoff spot, pushing and adapting throughout these games, and just trying to take as many wins as they can. That guy demoed out. Big Hal's going to have an open net. He opts for the double touch to get it behind Austin. What a way to play that.
Yeah, just getting physical there. Trojan Slinger getting the job done. Austin just did not know what to do. His teammate was gone. It was like, where did he go? I don't know what to do. But a great play by Big How to get a second goal in there for the Ducks. But I mean, there's 23 seconds left. If this kickoff goes their way, they've got a chance to bring this one back and ultimately take the series here in game 4. But I mean, time is winding down, precious seconds burning. That shot really threatening on the net. That guy can't quite get it, but here we go, boss. 8 seconds. We got a 1-goal game.
Is there a chance? Is the door still open? Because it looks like it is. As the Ducks are peeking through, they might be able to, with a favorable kickoff here, tie it up and force an OT.
That would be a miracle for the Ducks. Trojan Slinger and Big How trying to make this happen. The kickoff goes in favor of the Ducks. Austin, and that's an awkward touch off the backboard. Here's Big How, the shot.
Oh my goodness!
There it is. 3 goals in 20 seconds. Do you believe it? The Ducks are back in it.
I don't know if I believe it, and I'm watching it live. I'm kind of shook that Big How was able to slot it there. I am not a good enough player here to be able to put that away. I for sure would have maybe choked or hesitated a little bit too much, but this is a playoff team for sure, and they are definitely showing it with every step of the way. Trojan going to take control, gets it off the wall here, but still has control of the ball, able to touch it 2 more times and put it into the corner. Austin gets it over 1. Trojan plays back a little bit, gets the touch into the corner, might be able to get it past that guy, can't. that guy has to play back a little bit, and we're seeing it looks very tentative here.
Yeah, kind of a stalemate here in overtime after the 3-goal comeback. Trojan Slinger doesn't have boost. Oh no! What happened? They didn't have boost. Austin credited with the goal, and the Aviators run away with it.
All of the work done by the Ducks to extend the game into overtime. What'd you say? 3 goals in the back 30 seconds?
Or less, yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's all of that gone as the Aviators were able to put it away and steal the game back.
My goodness. And like that, folks, these teams are back to the tied record that we started with. 25 and 18, or 25 and 19. What else can we ask for but playoff Rocket League? Both these teams came into this week thinking, if we get a big win, we can really get a lead over the other team. Aviators like, oh, if we get a big win tonight, we can have a big lead over the Ducks. But no, they're going to be one game apart. Game 5 coming right up in just a few moments. I don't know what to expect, boss. We've seen a 3-goal comeback from the Ducks. We've seen 2 7-goal games, one apiece from each team. We've seen multiple 900-point games from all 4 different players on the field. I have no idea.
I feel like it's impossible to predict at this point because both teams look far too good on the offensive and defensive ends, both never giving up. Obviously, the Ducks coming back by a 3-goal deficit, but the Aviators shrugging that off immediately and putting away the overtime goal. This last game is probably going to be a shootout to the last second. We're probably going to see the game determined in the last 30 seconds.
Why not an overtime? I mean, that would be great. That would just
top
it
solid.
all off right there. I mean, Match 9 Rocket League only at Minor League Esports. What else can we ask for on a lovely Sunday night? All 4 of these players. Clash of the Titans. Game 5 begins. Players just starting out pretty slow, but we know that it's going to be a tough game for both these teams. There you go. Ducks start out first.
That was such an unfortunate touch from that guy, putting it straight off the ceiling and dropping it down for Howe. Obviously, Howe wants the win and takes the free goal.
I mean, you take that. It is a kickoff goal. I mean, if you're the Aviators, you just got to shrug it off. I mean, it's 2s. Kickoff goals happen. It just can't be something that you let affect your mental. It seems like they're staying strong as of right now. That guy just trying to get that touch. Austin will be there to assist, and this ball just kind of residing in the corner right now. Aviator struggling to get it clear though, but there's finally a save for Austin. Trojan Slinger, no boost and be forced back. That guy counterattack mounting for the Aviators.
Big Hal able to get the light flick, but can't get it past Austin here. Trojan's going to send it up. Big Hal opts not to take the redirect touch, leaving it for that guy and giving the Aviators possession here. Big Hal's going to send it deep, a little too far for Trojan to follow. Trojan's up off the ground, might be able to put it off the backboard here. Gets the boost stolen away, drops it for Big Hal, but Austin's there. The 50 in favor of the Ducks. We're definitely seeing this Ducks team, like they did for the back half of the game, really establish control.
Yeah, and the Aviators, I mean, really playing really quickly right now. Here's Austin. That chance just missed. The backflip would have been a tie game. Folks, the winner of this game will take the first seed for the Sky Division for Champion League doubles. That is a huge position to be in right now. That kind of miss cannot be made. Austin almost. Beautiful double tap there, but the Ducks are trying to do everything they can to run away with it as much as the Aviators are. That's a good pinch to help them out there. Trojan Slinger there again for a good possession. The Ducks just trying to hang on.
And with how important this game and this series are, you can't give up such an easy offensive opportunity when Big Hal might be able to walk this in here. Sorry, had to call that out. But like I was saying, for the Aviators, you can't give up that offensive opportunity. You have to put away the easy shots because the other team will.
Yeah, and you can't do things like that. It's just, I saw the vision. They tried to get the ball on top of their car to start a counterattack, but I mean, it's just a great job by Big Cow just to be relentless, not to leave the ball alone. The Ducks want this series arguably right now more than the Aviators do, and they're doing a fantastic job of showing it. There's Austin trying to dive in for that touch. Once again, that guy, the flick past one. Trojan Slinger is going to be a victim of a bump here. There it is. That guy is there. The Aviators are on the board, and the lead's cut in half.
With 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go, this game is still wide open. Aviators could easily put up 2 goals. I mean, for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We saw it last game. 3 goals in 25 seconds. I don't even know what to expect anymore.
I think we just get to witness great Rocket League, and that's all I'm expecting at this point. Trojan's already up. Austin's able to swat away the air dribble. Can't speak there. Big Hal follows. Austin cutting it out again. That guy's going to be able to put a shot on net. No, it goes wide as Trojan's able to now play it at his own pace.
Austin, the roller off the backboard is going to be good for that guy to adjust to, but the double commit on defense. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. I mean, that guy might need a new change of pants after that one. I'm not going to lie. That one was just off the post. That was a game-tying goal. Great job by Austin to be ready for that one to just leak out of the net. Great put back, and the Aviators have tied it.
That was so close. My goodness, that was so close to be in either side's favor, but going in favor of the Aviators definitely helped out nonetheless. Trojan putting it outside of reach of the net isn't going to be able to follow here. Austin putting it center, flips a little too far, can't quite finish. Trojan has control. Austin behind, might be able to go for the demo. No, Trojan slots it top left. What a bang.
What a beautiful play for Trojan Slinger. Like we said, this player has been on fire for 4 games straight. Now that air dribble, top corner. Unfortunate backflip from that guy. You saw they didn't necessarily like what they just did, so they sat there after the goal was scored. But hey, got to give credit to Trojan Slinger. What a goal.
Trojan, you know, for sure, we talked about how you can't predict anything in this series here. Yeah. I would have never predicted that a player who dropped 128 points in game 1 would have flipped the script so hard that they might easily be the series MVP. It's incredible.
The Aviators, close chance there. I mean, without a doubt, Trojan Slinger has been most improved player of the series without a doubt. And honestly, like you said, the MVP has really facilitated this team to move into a very favorable position. And there's a tough shot to save. Austin handles it well to the corner there. Aviators, 64 seconds to work with, boss. They really need to get going here because the Ducks are still on fire.
For sure. They need a goal, and as fast as humanly possible. Trojan is in an awkward situation. No, the miscommunication is that guy and Austin double commit. Neither one of them able to put it on target and giving possession up immediately back to Big Hal. This Ducks team, you cannot give up those offensive opportunities. Take your shots, talk to your teammates, and spread that pitch out a little bit.
30 seconds to go. The Aviators need to find the puzzle pieces and put them together the next 27 seconds. Otherwise, it'll be the Ducks who will take over the #1 seed in the Sky Division for Champion League doubles. That guy applying some pressure on the backboard. Austin there to receive it in the midfield, but they got faked out by that rotation. The chip past one. It's going to be awkward on the backboard. Here's Austin, the bump chance in net, but not going to be good. Big Hal stands strong. 7 seconds to go for this one. Otherwise, the Ducks will take it. That guy, last chance for the Aviators. Air dribble chance. Here we go. The flip reset, not going to get it. I mean, the Ducks shadow defending. That's perfect. Making the ball drop. And it'll be a series win for the Ducks.
Who else but Trojan to get up there and swat that away?
My goodness, what a series for the Ducks. What a turnaround after that first game. Like we said, Trojan Slinger, arguably the MVP for that one. Big Hal took a huge step up in that first game as well to keep it somewhat close and really get this team going. I guarantee you Big Hal was the one to say, Trojan, you are a fantastic player. Didn't have the best first game, but ultimately saying, hey, you're a great player. I'm just going to let you do your thing. And that's a fantastic job by the Ducks. I am thoroughly impressed, and I cannot wait to see them later in the playoffs.
Oh, 100%. And you knew that these teams obviously were going to have an even series, but I could not have predicted it would be a 1-goal deficit in game 5 that determined the whole thing.
Not at all.
Definitely fantastic Rocket Leaguing by 2 really neck and neck teams. It was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that we see here at Minor League Esports. Once again, sponsored by APM Music. Balls Grana, exclamation point PLTW. If you see any plays that you think are amazing and deserve representation on Open Net on Wednesdays, and players that have a great shot have a chance of winning a case of Balls Grana's Guardian Pro line as well. Beautiful merch. I'm not wearing MLE merch, but I wish I was. But exclamation point Pro line in chat if you want to check out some amazing merch from MLE. But boss, was a pleasure to be with you. And this one, FL3s, it's the Pirates and the Rhinos. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be back.